it's Betsy, and today we have a fun video. We're going to be testing out the new Give Me Glow Vivid Rose palette. Okie dokie, so this palette released on Black Friday and I ordered it on release, as well as with the Sticky Sweet and the Christmas Morning. The Sticky Sweet was another Black Friday release. Christmas Morning is a couple of years old. So I ordered this palette because I have the Vintage Rose and the Grunge palette, and I love Give Me Glow's formula. So this palette retails for $45, and when you open her up, she looks like this. I was playing with swatches earlier, so I have swatched it, but we're gonna swatch it live on my channel because, you know, it is what it is. So there's 10 shades, $45. And again, I love Give Me Glow's formula. The pan size are huge. So first up we have Spill the Tea Rose, Pop of Pink, Guns N' Roses, and He Loves Me. So Spill the Tea Rose, Pop of Pink, Guns N' Roses, He Loves Me. Now these palettes swatch beautifully, and I don't know how these shadows perform yet, but one thing I will tell you, this is He Loves Me Not, is I do recommend whenever you do work with the Give Me Glow formula, and this is Pretty Peony, Pink Rosé, that's gorgeous, and Flower Power, that you do work before you put on the rest of your face. It just works the best that way. He Loves Me Not, Pretty Peony, Pink Rosé, Flower Power. This palette, I mean, it just speaks my love language. Pink, you know, y'all, we say, you know, I use greens all the time. That is Pedal to the Metal and Talk Dirty to Me. So Pedal to the Metal, Talk Dirty to Me. Sorry, I cannot do anything about the traffic outside today. Don't ask me why. But these swatches are just stunning. I really love Give Me Glow's formula. I think the shadows are spectacular. I don't know how these are gonna perform. Again, I haven't used it yet, but I have been impressed. But I do recommend putting these on before you do the rest of your face because they are a little messy and a little crumbly. So we're gonna wear our Mickey ice cream bar ears today. These, as you can see, it looks like a little Mickey bar. Got his bite taken out of it because I'd much rather be at Disney World or Disneyland right now eating a Mickey bar than at work, but you know, it is what it is. So we're gonna start off with our e.l.f. eye tapes like we always do. And I did prime my eyes using the Makeup by Mario Light. This one, Master Eye Prep Set. I really enjoy that from the Makeup by Mario line. Okay, so I'm gonna grab, this is a BK Beauty 201. And I wanna create a very pinky, purpley look. So we're gonna dip into Spill the Tea Rose and use that as our transition shade. And I didn't take and use the powder portion over my eye primer today. So it is a sticky eye primer. For me, that's what works best with this type of formula of shadows. I mean, but they still blend together like a dream, don't get me wrong. Isn't that a beautiful color? And it looks, so that's the color I'm using. So you can tell it looks different once you get it on your eyeballs than what it does in the pan. And this is considered a pressed pigment palette, so, which in the United States means you're not supposed to put it on your eyeballs, but I am. And it has a 12-month shelf life, and it is vegan and cruelty free. I'm gonna grab the BK Beauty 202. And we're gonna go into the shade right here, Pop of Pink, because I really want to build up a bright pink crease. I really want that super Barbie kind of look. I don't know which about y'all, but pink is like it is my favorite color. I wear a lot of green, but pink is my favorite. I don't know why. And the brighter the pink, the better. Like, I'm not typically like a baby pink kind of girl. I prefer like neon pink or magenta, or like the shade that's in here called Pretty Peony. So as you can see, this builds up beautifully. So we still have that nice gradient effect. I'm gonna take my BK 101 again, or 201, and make sure everything's blended together. Isn't that pretty? Okay, now we're gonna go a little denser. So this is a BK Beauty 203 brush. We're gonna go into the shade Pretty Peony right down here. So pretty. And we're gonna kind of stamp that on in the front third of our eye. Such a beautiful pink. But yeah, no. There's something about pink that I don't know. I just love it. But green is probably the most flattering on my eye, which is weird because like with Nadia, her favorite color is pink too, but hers is, she loves like that baby pink. So I'm gonna dust this off, and then we're gonna go into this shade right here, Flower Power, for the middle section of our eye. That's pretty. So I kind of want to have them blend into each other because, you know, why not? But yeah, Nadia's is more of like the millennial baby pink kind of color, which I think's pretty, but I don't know. If you want to ask my opinion, or even if you don't want to ask my opinion, I'll give it to you anyway, that the bright pink is, to me, much more flattering. But I also guess it depends because like I have such super dark, not super dark compared to a lot of people, but like in my family I have such a darker, so much darker skin complexion that a lot of times brights look the best on me. So I am getting a tiny bit of patchiness right there in the crease, but we're able to stamp and fix just on this shade right here, which is the Flower Power shade. So it's that one. But if I have to build it up, I don't mind. I mean, that's not even anything difficult. So I'm gonna dust this off, and now I'm gonna take the same brush and we're gonna go into the deepest shade, which is He Loves Me Not. And I really wanna focus that on the outer portion of my eye. Which I'm sure I'm gonna have to kind of go back and re-intensify a lot of this. So I'm gonna take a clean 201 brush and just lightly go over the edges, just to make sure everything has a nice blend. I'm liking this. Okay. See how that just kind of blends together? Looks really good. Okay. Now I'm gonna go backwards and do the same thing again. So I'm gonna go He Loves Me Not, kind of to re-intensify. Flower Power. Okay. There we go. And last but not least is Pretty and Peony, which is probably one of my favorite colors in the palette. Oh, that looks really pretty. And just kind of feather that in. Okay, so I'm liking how this is looking so far. So now we're gonna do some shimmers. Eesh. And don't drop lipsticks. Okay, so what I think I'm gonna do is use Guns N' Roses as the main shade across my lid, and then use Pedal to the Metal kind of on the inner corner, and then save Pink Rosé for my actual inner corner highlight. And this palette does bend all the way back. I like that. Hopefully I'm not messing it up, but that's typically how I like to use a palette. So now I need to grab a clean or cleanish brush. I forgot to wash this one. This is the ColourPop E4. Okay, I'm gonna take my Too Faced glitter glue and place that on my eyeballs. And we're gonna blend that in. And typically Give Me Glow has enough pigment in their shimmers that I don't need to do like a cut crease or anything like that. This faux kind of cut crease works just fine. Okay, so now I'm gonna go into Guns N' Roses. Oh, that picks up beautiful on that brush. And we're going to place that on most of my eyelid. That's so pretty. Isn't that a beautiful color? Okay, so I'm putting it pretty much on the back 2/3. That looks gorgeous. Okay, kind of dust that off, and then I'm gonna use that same brush and go into Pedal to the Metal. Oh, that's pretty. There we go. And apply that to the front portion of my eye. And just blend that into Guns N' Roses. Okay. Take my clean 201 and really kind of make sure the edges are blended. Okay. Ow. Those feel super sticky today. Okay, so I'm liking how that's looking. So I'm gonna leave the eye tapes off. I'm gonna go and put on the rest of my face, and then we'll come back and do the lower lash line and talk about my thoughts on the palette. So I'm back and I have the rest of my face on. I used my Hourglass Ambient Lighting Bronzer in Radiant Bronze Light. I used the Moon Prism Blush Palette. I used the shade Stargaze right here by Lunar Beauty. And then for highlight, I did use the Pink Rosé color. That as the highlight on my cheeks. Isn't that pretty? Just like, I'll show you. So check, this is the Kaleidos H1 brush, and I'm just going to barely dip into it and then really blend it out. Just barely, and then blend. And it turned out so pretty. I love that as a highlight shade. So, and then on my lips, I used the Fenty Beauty, what is this one called? Uncuffed liquid lipstick with some of the Lunar Beauty Celine lip gloss over the top. And then in my waterline, which is why my eyes are watering because I stabbed myself in the eye, the ColourPop BFF Gel Cream Eyeliner in Loverboy. But all in all, so far, this look, like, I don't know about you, but I am digging it. So I'm gonna grab that same brush I used on the top and just slightly dip right on the edge into He Loves Me Not, which is that deepest purple. And you see how I'm just kind of going under, but not like super, you know what I mean? Like just barely, and bringing it in about halfway. Okay, then I'm gonna dust this off and I'm gonna dip in. As you can see how I'm just saying right on that edge into Pretty and Peony, or Pretty Peony, which is probably one of my favorite shades. And using that on the front half of my lower lash line, okay? Now I'm gonna take, this is the 201 brush that I used on top in the shade Spill the Tea Rose, and really go under there and blend it out. And go back over the top just a little bit, make sure everything's blended. It really is performing really, really well. Like, I love these colors. And any weird patchiness that I had is gone. Like, so, I don't know. It may have been how I put on my primer, or who knows. Some days you feel like a nut, some days you don't. Okay, so now I'm going to put on my lower lash line mascara. This is the Wander Beauty Mile High Club. Awesome sauce. Okay, and now I'm gonna take, where's my tiny little brush? Yes, this is the one I'm looking for. Okay, so this is the Refer 03, and we're gonna go into Pink Rosé, which is what I used as a highlight, and we're gonna use that as the inner corner highlight as well. I love how precise this brush is. It really helps. So I was watching Euphoria today. That show is something, isn't it? It's not bad. I'm not saying that. It's just, it is a lot. And I wonder if that's what it's like for like teenagers today, like in bigger cities. I don't know. So I'm just taking that same color and just kind of going under my lower lash line, or my brow. Spray myself down with the the Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Setting Spray. And let's talk about this palette. So, I love this look. I used all the shades today except for He Loves Me and Talk Dirty to Me. So I used literally every other color that was in here. So I used 8 out of the 10, and I think this look is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. This is probably one of my favorite looks I have done in a while. I love the vibrancy of it, and when I use purples, it really makes my eyes look green, and I think that $45, the shimmers alone in this palette make it worth it to me. Now, does that mean I'm telling you to go drop $45 on a palette? No, that's up to you, sis. You know, I can't tell you what to do with your money. But those shimmers, I mean, look how gorgeous that is. I am very happy that I have it in my collection. I will get a lot of use out of it because, again, this color story is just stunning. So, I guess that's it. So if you like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button right down below. And if you hit the notification bell icon next to it, that will notify you when I post new videos, which for December is every single day of the month. But I guess that's it, so we'll see y'all later. Bye.